Hello, I'm your superhero Critic, and I'll stay super as long as you stay awesome. And it's Power Rangers time again, but specifically, Jungle Fury. Power Rangers Jungle Fury is the 16th season of Power Rangers based on Yukin Sentai Gaiki Ranger, and the focus this time around, the Power Rangers' powers would be based off of kung fu fighting styles, and jungle animals with fighting evil spirits. The show is nowhere near the worst season, but it's not widely regarded as one of the best. The biggest focus of the show is how the Rangers would balance martial arts studies with being heroes, stopping Daishi's army, and running a pizzeria. And at least it's not me sitting through Power Rangers Turbo. But here we go with the pilot episode of Jungle Fury. We begin with an overhead shot of the Paizu Martial Arts Academy. The 90s called They Want Their CGI Back. We meet the students who have been sitting. We meet Theo, who is trying to do what his masters have him doing, while Lily is impatient and makes a couple jokes. Do not answer that. That is clearly... It's a trap! Master Mao tells the students he is looking for only 3 of the 6 students remaining. This creates a small tournament where Theo, Lily, and Jared are the winners of their respective matches. However, during the fight, Jared seems a little angrier than he should be. I am calling it right now. Jared is somehow the villain. He just has this punchable face. Give me $5. Mao tells them to meet him at the Great Hall that night, as Jared shows how much of a douche he is, as he is a bully to a lower student for no reason. Another student named Casey defends the other student and stands up for himself when Jared picks on him as well. He may represent a tiger, but don't call him a pussy! Mao stops Jared from doing anything stupid, and that night Casey is summoned to Mao instead of Jared. Mao then shows them into a hidden door.
Hidden room.
Forbidden? That doesn't sound good.
Of course you didn't know it was here. It's a forbidden room! Mao gives us the backstory of Daishi and his evil, where he believed that humans should be wiped out and replaced with animals. Lily, Theo, and Casey have been chosen to become the next 3 masters chosen to protect the world from Daishi's evil. Jared, of course, is angry over the fact that he was not chosen, attacking Mao in rage, who just blocks every attack, shoving him off. Owie! You poked my nipple! Jared attacks Mao from behind, causing him to drop Daishi's chest, releasing him into the world, and killing Mao before disappearing. On his deathbed, however, Mao gives them the address for a new master regardless of whether or not they think they are ready. Jared then gets chased down by Daishi before we go to the series' home base.
Those ninjas!
It's just a gag. Come on, whoever heard of a bunch of ninjas hanging out in the pizzeria?
The trio meet the owner of the pizzeria, RJ.
Our master.
Aren't we all?
No comment. Daishi then summons his Renshi army, deciding that one of them shall become his minion Mantor. We then also meet Camille, who is a chameleon woman, who is Daishi's right-hand woman. Theo just wants to find the new master, but before anything can happen further, the Renshi attack. Theo and Lily jump into action with no questions asked, while Casey is hesitant. The trio is quickly overpowered as Mantor mutates, blowing them away. RJ comes to save the day as they learn he's actually the master, taking down the Renshi and even Mantor with no issues at all. Well, RJ's a little OP. With Mantor's failure, Daishi sends Camille to go with him on his next assignment as the students meet Fran, who's an eccentric fan of the pizza place. RJ gives the students their living arrangement, as well as new outfits, and when the Renshi attack again, RJ gives them the season's sunglass morphers.
He tapped into the morphing grid and voila.
your morphers.
So I personally do not like the sunglasses themed morpher. I think it's boring. I think it's trying way too hard, and I just don't see the appeal of these specific morphers. It does not fit in with the storyline or Jungle Fury as a whole. I think it was just a way to, you know, these are Power Ranger themed sunglasses. It's boring. Give me something better. Just not a cheeseburger like in fucking Ninja Steel. Theo and Lily quickly morph, but when Casey tries, he can't seem to actually morph. The two of them take down Renshi after Renshi, with no problems, as Casey walks in on Fran being attacked by Mantor, ending the first part with Casey being held by the Renshi. We then pick up right where we left off, and Casey finally manages to morph. Casey then proceeds to become OP as he saves Fran's life and punches Mantor.
Falcon Punch!
Casey eventually single-handedly takes down Mantor, but as they celebrate early, Mantor grows and almost destroys the city until Master Mao becomes an ex-machina, stopping him. Mao then tells the Rangers they need to learn how to grow themselves, giggity, so they go to RJ, who says they are not ready to learn it because they are not unified as a team. Camille then heads to interrogate Mantor on why he lost.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't squash you like the bug you are.
Plot convenience! Mantor tells Camille he has a plan to destroy the dam to flood the city. RJ then gives the Rangers new personalized weapons, saying that they won't achieve unity until they are all mastered. Theo gets tonfas he clearly knows how to handle. Lily gains a bow staff, which again she has no issues with, while Casey, being a cub, has major issues with the nunchuck. God, where's Michelangelo when you need him? You know, they have done crossovers before. This would be a perfect season for Jungle Furies and Ninja Turtles to have a crossover, but, you know, it didn't happen. Theo does not understand why they have to wait for Casey, and RJ reminds him that teamwork makes the dream work. Theo then questions why Casey seems so amazing with the pizza tossing, but not the weaponry. Lily then reminds him he needed to practice himself before he mastered them, as well giving us flashbacks of Theo training. This encourages him to try to teach Casey, but not before the lunch rush shows up. While I personally miss cooking in restaurants, I do not miss being short-staffed. Holy fuck. We then have a small training montage of Casey training and mastering his new weapon, while Mantor blows up the dam and the guys meet Lily in the city. So this is my personal opinion on Power Rangers as it's gotten to today. I feel like each and every season more and more is relying way too much on CGI and is getting rid of all the practicality in their effects, and I just think the practical effects are so much better than the CGI, you know, morphing and Zord battles and stuff like that. I just think the CGI is way overdone now. Okay, I'm done ranting about my personal opinions. We get more terrible green screen footage, which I know is bad coming from me and my terrible effects, but before the Rangers meet Camille for the first time.
A chameleon. So you can change your appearance at will. And that's the look you're going with?
Damn!
The Rangers morph to take on the minions, showing off their new jungle weapons until they are all gone one by one. The three of them finally realize what makes the team unique as they summon their beast spirits and create the first Megazord of the series. We then get a random fighting commentary by a fly as Camille gets majorly annoyed with him. Mantor is eventually taken down, and afterwards the team remembers it's just the beginning of Daishi as the episode ends with a Daishi face reveal.
But soon,
They will when I unleash my fury.
I called it! Welcome to the Jungle was aired as an hour-long event airing on February 18, 2008, which was exactly 1 year after the Sentai counterpart. The series would have 32 episodes and would be the final series to air on Jetix before it became Disney XD. And while it's nowhere the worst Power Rangers season, which goes to Power Rangers Turbo, it's majorly not my favorite, but that's mainly due to the shitty CGI, the weird plot, and just unlikable and annoying characters, especially the Fly and Fran. So that was the first 2 episodes of Jungle Fury. It's got a solid opening, it's got a great plot point, but as I've said before, I personally don't like this season. I'm not going to go into detail about the whole season, but looking at the pilot itself, it's solid, but I can't get behind this season as a Power Rangers fan. It's not the worst season, but it's definitely not the best. Thank you. I'm your superhero critic, and I'll stay super as long as you stay awesome.
Here comes the Power Rangers Jungle Fury. Go! Training hard to be the best that we can.
Now that I have your attention.
Wait, why are you even after me? What did I do to you?
See, that's the thing. I'm actually not after you. I kind of need your help.
Wait, what?
I'll explain in a minute.